Welcome to Wisdom and Wealth. In the quiet hours before dawn, even before the sun's first rays grace the earth, an untold story unfolds. All around the world, we see countless faces, each connected to a body that moves, eats, speaks, and sleeps. Yet, within many of these individuals, a critical element seems to be missing. Their eyes may look directly at you, their lips may form words, and their hands may gesture in communication, but there's a lack of genuine presence within them. I hope you decide to watch the whole video, so go ahead and like and subscribe to the Wisdom and Wealth channel. You will be glad you did. This absence is not the same as death, nor does it mean the lack of breath. It's a subtle fading, a quiet disappearance of something far more profound, the light of the soul. In Zen and Buddhist thought, the soul isn't perceived as a fixed, eternal object, as many might assume. Instead, it's viewed as a living flame, a conscious essence that manifests through awareness, compassion, and alignment with truth. This essence is what truly connects us to the world around us and gives meaning to our existence. Think about those times when you felt deeply connected to something larger than yourself. That's the soul expressing itself. When this inner flame dims or disappears entirely, the body may continue to move, but the life within feels hollow and empty. This is the state of the soulless, a condition that has been whispered about in ancient scrolls and teachings for centuries. These texts warn that a body devoid of awakened awareness is akin to a lantern without a light. The frame might still be there, seemingly functional, but darkness resides inside. I am truly thankful you have taken the time to watch the video and ask you to like and subscribe to the Wisdom and Wealth channel. Understanding the truth about the soulless isn't about casting judgment or succumbing to fear. It's primarily about awakening, about enhancing your own awareness and understanding. When you can recognize the signs, origins, and influence of the soulless, you walk with clearer vision and become less susceptible to deception. Without this clarity, your energy can be unknowingly stolen, your path diverted, and your sense of purpose drained away, often without you even realizing it's happening. So make sure you stay until the very end. Buddhist teachings are rooted in the understanding that all beings possess Buddha nature, the inherent potential to awaken to truth and enlightenment. However, not everyone chooses to nurture this inherent potential. Many get trapped in cycles of desire, greed, anger, and ignorance. Some bury their awareness so deeply that it no longer speaks to them, no longer guides their actions. The soulless are not simply unawakened, they are fundamentally disconnected from the very possibility of awakening in this lifetime. Zen compares such a state to a field that has been left untended for so long that it no longer produces anything nourishing, only thorns and weeds. Do you ever wonder why your life is full of thorns and weeds? The soil remains, but its vitality, its life-giving essence, is gone. This loss of inner vitality doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of countless choices, each one incrementally moving further away from truth and compassion. Understanding the nature of the soulless is ultimately about protecting your own light, your own inner flame. The presence of such beings is not neutral, it can have a tangible impact on your own well-being. Just as a candle placed in a windy environment can be easily blown out, so too can your inner flame be dimmed by those who carry no light of their own. Now is a good time to make sure you like and subscribe to the Wisdom and Wealth channel, so you will be more aware. The ancient scrolls speak of a silent hall filled with empty eyes. Imagine a wanderer walking along a mountain path, the wind softly moving around them. This wanderer is driven not by a desire for wealth or fame but by a burning question: why do some eyes reflect no life? Even while their bodies breathe and function, he has encountered many people during his travels, some kind, some cruel, some wise, and some foolish. But among them, certain individuals have left a particularly unsettling impression. Their gaze seems to pierce without warmth, their smiles feel like masks, and their words ring hollow. Around them, the very air feels heavier, colder, somehow less vibrant. This wanderer is determined to understand why this is so. His path eventually leads him to an ancient hall. Its doors are open, inviting entry, but its corridors are eerily silent. Inside, figures sit in perfect stillness, their faces devoid of expression, their eyes fixed on nothing in particular. Although their chests rise and fall with the rhythm of breath, they don't seem truly alive in the same way that others do. The wanderer cautiously steps closer to one of these figures and speaks, "Friend, what stirs your heart?" The figure slowly turns, its lips parting, but the sound that emerges is flat and lifeless, like wind passing through an empty shell. There's no joy, no sorrow, no depth, only the bare shell of speech. Suddenly, a voice speaks softly from behind the wanderer, "You stand among the soulless." They walk, but they do not truly live. They speak, but they do not truly connect. Their life force, their essence, is absent. The wanderer turns to see an old monk sweeping the stone floor with calm, deliberate movements. "Soulless?" the wanderer asks, seeking confirmation. The monk simply nods, his eyes filled with a quiet wisdom. It is a great opportunity to support the channel, so don't forget to like and subscribe to the Wisdom and Wealth channel. The monk explains that a soul begins to dim when truth is abandoned, when compassion is traded for selfish gain, and when genuine presence is replaced by mechanical habit. At first, the inner flame merely flickers, threatening to extinguish. But if the individual continues to turn away from the light, continues to make choices that prioritize self-interest over compassion and truth, the flame eventually fades entirely. What remains is a body without the spark of awareness, a form that persists but lacks the essential essence of life. The monk invites the wanderer to sit and shares a deeper understanding of the nature of the soulless. "There's a great misunderstanding among many," he begins. "They mistakenly believe that the soulless are born this way, destined to be devoid of light. But in truth, most begin with light, with the potential for awareness and compassion. Over time, however, they make choices that lead them down a different path, small betrayals of conscience, repeated acts performed without love, and a constant denial of truth. With each choice," the monk continues, "they distance themselves further and further from their own essence. Eventually, the bridge that connects them to their soul collapses, leaving them stranded in a state of disconnection." The wanderer pauses, considering the monk's words. But if all beings contain Buddha nature, the inherent potential for enlightenment, can they not return to it? Is there no hope for redemption? In theory, yes, the monk replies. But in reality, when the bridge collapses, the one who would cross it no longer wishes to. The desire for light, for connection, for truth, has been extinguished. Without that desire, there's no motivation to seek a path back. The monk emphasizes that the soulless are not inherently evil in the way that stories often depict monsters. They can appear polite, intelligent, and even socially skilled, he explains. But their actions are guided solely by self-interest, not by the quiet voice of conscience. This is why they often drain the energy of the living. They cannot create light within themselves, the monk says, so they feed off the light of others. Now it is a perfect time to like and subscribe to the Wisdom and Wealth channel. The monk then shares specific signs to help the wanderer recognize the soulless, not to breed suspicion, but to sharpen his awareness. 1. He begins, is eyes without depth. When you look into their gaze, you feel no warmth, no shared humanity. It's like looking into glass, it reflects, but it doesn't receive. 2. He continues, is speech without soul. Their words may be clever, persuasive, even poetic, yet something is missing, authenticity. You sense a script rather than genuine truth. 3. The monk says, is energy that drains after interacting with them. You feel heavier, less inspired, more anxious. It's as if your inner flame has been subtly dimmed. 4. He adds, is a lack of true empathy. They can mimic care, but they cannot sustain it when no personal benefit exists. Their compassion is conditional, often strategic. 5. The monk concludes, is an inability to grow spiritually. They resist inner work, dismiss deeper truths, and prefer distractions that keep them from self-examination. The monk warns the wanderer about the danger of ignorance. To walk without recognizing the soulless is to walk blind through a field of thorns, he says. You will not see the wounds until you are already bleeding. Many who are soulless seek not open harm, but quiet control. They exploit kindness, twist words, and plant seeds of doubt. Your mind becomes unsettled, your clarity clouded. Without vigilance, you can slowly resemble them, living without true connection to your own essence. The monk emphasizes the importance of right association. Just as a flower grows brighter in sunlight, he explains, so too does the soul grow when surrounded by beings of light. The soulless, on the other hand, pull you in the opposite direction. To protect his light, the monk gives the wanderer 4 essential practices. 1. He begins, is to anchor yourself in daily presence. Begin and end each day with conscious awareness of your breath and body. When you remain present, it's harder for the soulless to distort your mind. 2. He continues, is to discern energy, not just words. Listen to the feeling beneath the speech. The soulless can speak like saints, but their energy will betray them. 3. The monk advises, is to refuse the trade of light for approval. Do not sacrifice your truth to be liked. This is the most common snare they set. 4. He concludes, is to walk away without guilt. When you sense your light dimming, withdraw calmly. No explanation is owed to one who does not live in truth. The wanderer thanks the monk and continues his journey. In every encounter, he begins to observe more closely, not the clothes, not the smile, not the titles, but the light in the eyes and the resonance in the words. He learns that many walk the world half awake, but only a few are truly soulless. When he meets such a one, he doesn't waste time trying to light their lantern for them. Instead, he keeps his own flame steady and moves onward. Over time, the wanderer's presence grows stronger, his mind clearer. He understands the monk's final words: to awaken is not only to open your own eyes, but to see clearly who stands before you. It is now the final opportunity to give the Wisdom and Wealth channel a like and subscribe. The truth about the Soulless is not a tale meant to inspire fear, but rather to inspire reflection and self-awareness. Think on the things you have heard today. Music. The truth about the soulless is not a tale meant to inspire fear. It's a mirror for self-examination and a guide for discernment. Zen and Buddhist wisdom doesn't simply point at others, it asks, where in my own life am I moving toward light, and where am I drifting toward emptiness? The wanderer's encounter with the soulless offers several layers of understanding. Let's reflect deeply on each one. 1. The nature of the soul in Buddhist and Zen thought. In many traditions, the soul is described as an eternal, unchanging entity. In Zen and Buddhist philosophy, the truth is subtler. The soul, if we use that word, is more like a current of awareness, a flow of consciousness that reflects the boundless nature of reality. It's not fixed but living. This living awareness can be clouded, neglected, or buried under layers of delusion. When ignored for too long, it becomes inaccessible. The soulless, in this context, are not missing a physical organ, they are missing conscious connection to this awareness. Just as a seed left in a dark, airless place will never sprout, the human essence without light cannot awaken. This is why Buddhist practice emphasizes continual nurturing of awareness through mindfulness, compassion, and right action. 2. The path to soullessness. No one wakes up one day suddenly without a soul. The decline is gradual. It begins when truth is knowingly abandoned in small ways, lying to gain an advantage, harming without remorse, taking without gratitude. Over time, each small act of betrayal toward one's own conscience forms a wall between the self and the light within. Zen teaches that all great mistakes begin with a single overlooked moment. The first unkind word, the first dishonest act, the first indulgence in cruelty, these are seeds. If nurtured, they grow into a garden of darkness. The soulless are those who have watered these seeds for so long that no part of them desires the sunlight anymore. 3. Recognizing the signs without hatred. The danger in learning about the soulless is falling into judgment or hatred. Zen warns against this. The purpose of recognition is protection, not punishment. When you see eyes without depth, hear speech without sincerity, or feel your energy drain after an interaction, you are not meant to despise the person. You are meant to step back and protect your light. The soulless cannot be healed by your force. They can only awaken if they choose to walk toward the light themselves. This is the discipline of compassion without attachment. You wish them well from a distance, but you do not sacrifice your own essence to pull them from a place they do not wish to leave. 4. Why the soulless seek the living. Energy is life. The soulless, disconnected from their own inner source, seek it externally. They do this through manipulation, emotional hooks, constant drama, or simply the subtle erosion of your peace. In Buddhist psychology, this is called apadana, clinging, or grasping. Since they cannot generate true joy or presence within themselves, they cling to others who can. If you are unaware, you may mistake this for attention or interest when, in truth, it is consumption. By understanding this, you free yourself from the illusion that everyone who shows interest in you has good intentions. Awareness becomes your shield. 5. Protecting the flame. Zen likens the inner spirit to a candle in the wind. The flame doesn't resist the wind by force, it is protected by the lantern around it. In your life, your lantern is made of boundaries, clarity, and presence. Boundaries keep you from giving your time and energy to those who only take. Clarity allows you to see manipulation without falling for it. Presence ensures you remain connected to your own awareness so you are not pulled into another's emptiness. Protection is not coldness, you can still be kind, but your kindness is no longer an open wound where the soulless can feed. 6. The subtle warning to the self. These teachings are not only about recognizing others, they are about guarding against becoming soulless yourself. When you stop reflecting, when you numb yourself to the harm you cause, when you abandon compassion for the sake of gain, you step onto the same path. You may not notice the loss at first, but your inner flame will flicker. This is why daily self-inquiry is essential. Ask, did my actions today align with truth? Did I give kindness without hidden motives? Did I face discomfort rather than escape into distraction? Every honest answer keeps the flame alive. The monk's last teaching was the most profound. To awaken is not only to see your own light but to know when another walks without theirs. Awakening is not simply an internal experience, it is also an external awareness. In this way, Zen blends the inner and outer worlds. You do not hide from reality, you see it as it is. This balanced seeing allows you to move through life with both compassion and discernment. You do not try to save the soulless by burning yourself out, but you also do not curse them. You step aside, keeping your flame steady, and let your light serve those who are ready to see. In the stillness of the mountain path, the wanderer moved on, lantern in hand. The wind came and went, yet the flame within remained steady. He knew now that not all who walk beside you are alive in spirit, and not all who smile wish you well. Yet he also knew that the true task was not to change the soulless but to keep his own soul unclouded, untarnished, and awake. And so must you. For the truth about the soulless is not only a warning, it is a call to protect, nurture, and shine your own light until the very last breath. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Just click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Also, feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you'd like to see next. See you in the next video.